Anyway, there you go. Well, things are starting to settle down now after Leeds have won the championship and are being promoted and all the rest of it. It was pretty good, really, to see all the parades and all the rest of it, but it's also a little bit sad because a lot of the time made me realise how isolated I am out here in New Zealand. And over the days where we had been promoted and we won the championship, there was actually nothing in the news, which was sadly disappointing. They did have an article on the Bradford pitch invasion from League One. Nothing, and even in the Australian papers, there was nothing. You really pushed to find it. So, a big shout out to all those content creators that I follow and out there for keeping us up to date with what's going on and all the rest of it. It's all very much appreciated. Now, after everything's settled down, we're going to get the moaning and groaning from about who's coming and who's going and all the rest of it. It's a little bit. This is a bit of the sad bit of being a fan is that now we're into the who do we get rid of, who do we keep, and who do we sort of like sit on the bench. When you think about it, it's really tough because everybody's got a part to play, and we really need to solidify ourselves in the Premier League. Just a few thoughts from me is I think the 36ers, the 46ers, 49ers, 30. Where am I? Next thing you know, I'll be saying 69. Whereas the 49ers have shown that they know what they're doing. People could worried about we won't have enough to spend or we buy the wrong players and all. No, that's don't be silly. They know what they're doing. They know what they've got to do. If you read a lot of what was said at the very beginning with Farker and Parag, what they talked about, and now we're halfway through that, and it's all coming to fruition. Now we need to keep the momentum up. We need to make sure that we follow it up by having a good, solid season next season. Expectations should be high, I think, because this negativity about we'd be happy to finish 17th. It's a bit like saying, we'd be happy if we just. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get the mentality. That mentality, it's foreign to me. We're Leeds United. We deserve to be up there. We're good enough. Now it's a question of who do we keep and who do we not. And I think I'll leave that for another day because I've had a look. This is another thing that annoys me too is people saying, this player or that player is not good enough for the Premier League. If you take, say, like Calvin Phillips, for example, he played really well under Bielsa. But since he's gone out, he's not done anything. So, theoretically, he's no good for the Premier League. So why would you want him back? Because Leeds United is home and all the rest of it. No, I'm sorry, but you can't be like that. The Premier, you're in with the big boys now, and you've got to be ruthless. And that's unfortunate because sometimes it's one of those things where you have to do what you got to do to maintain where you're at. And I think that's what a lot of us have got to start to learn to accept. I don't want to there's certain players I wouldn't like to get rid of, but business is business, and this is a business, and the business is the 49ers and Farker have got is to keep Leeds in the Premier League, solidify our position, and make sure that we're in the Premier League for a very, very long time, maybe even getting into Europe. My expectations are that we'd finish 10th, somewhere around there. I'd be quite happy with that. I understand that we won't be, we're not going to be the top two or anything like that. Be nice. Do I think we'd be able to achieve that? Yeah, I certainly do. We're capable of it. Any side is capable of it. So whether you get all your little ducks in a row and all the rest of it. Other than that, I don't think I've got a lot to say. Um, yeah, I'm just feeling a bit flat because I could only watch the celebrations from over here, and it was well, it brought tears to my eyes to see some of you guys really enjoying yourselves. But it was nice. It was nice, but it just reminded me of how isolated we are over here, and there's nothing over here as far as football's concerned, unless it's Premier League, which is we are now are a part of. But you would have thought they would have had something. But it is what it is. They'd rather talk about the All Blacks, even though the All Blacks are not playing. But yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd pop in and give my 2 cents worth on all that. And we will catch you later. Bye for now.